Hey guys, Ian here with 3 tips and exercises to help you improve your legato playing. These are things that you can use every day, 5 minutes a day, and I guarantee you it will help improve your playing drastically. So the first tip I have for you is to not rely too much on your index finger as an anchor point. And what I mean by this is that typically when we start a phrase playing legato, we tend to start from the index finger, and then we also will pull off in the direction of the index finger. And as a result, the index finger becomes this anchor point. But what happens when we're constantly holding the index finger down is that we're creating tension, and it makes it harder to have more mobility in your other fingers, and it makes your hand cramp up a lot faster when you're playing longer and faster legato passages. So an exercise that I use to practice the index finger movement sounds like this. And what I'm trying to do there is not hold my index finger down. I'm moving it in time with the phrase. So slowly. And when you practice that, your lines will start to become a lot more clear rhythmically. That's the big thing here, is it'll have less of that slurred sound, and you'll have more of a rhythmic emphasis on your note groupings. Okay, tip number 2 is to practice finger independence between all of your fingers, and to limit your finger movements so you're not flying all over the place. This was a big thing for me when I was learning legato, as I would lift one finger up and the rest of my hand would just fly off the fretboard, and it would be hard to be accurate. So an exercise that I practice to this day all the time, it sounds like this. Now that might sound kind of stupid, but it's actually deceptively difficult. You're doing trills between these two different fingers in different groupings, and it's very hard to get it even. The whole point of this exercise is not about speed. This is about being slow and accurate. So again, we're starting with our index finger and our middle finger first. Then we go to middle and ring finger. This is the really tricky one. And then we go to ring and pinky, then middle and ring again, and then back to index and middle. So you could sit there and practice that a couple minutes a day, and it will really help your accuracy and your strength between your different fingers. Okay, final tip I have is to get used to hammer-ons out of nowhere. And hammer-on out of nowhere is exactly what the name implies. You are hammering onto a fret without picking any notes. You're just hammering on directly onto it. This will feel weird at first if you've never done it before, but it will really help if you are trying to move to a different string set. So a simple exercise that I like to practice, it sounds like this. I'm going to play it for you and then I'll break it down. So I'm only picking the high E, and that portion of the lick sounds like this. And then I hammer on with my pinky to the 8th fret, out of nowhere. Then I do the same thing with my ring finger on the 7th fret, and then I do the same thing with my middle finger, on the 6th fret. Then back up to ring, and then back up to pinky. And this exercise, like the one before it, is not about speed. It's about getting everything very even and clean sounding. The tricky part with the hammer out of nowhere is when you're hammering onto the string, you don't want excess string noise from any of the other strings around the string that you're hammering onto. So you have to be very accurate and clean with your playing. So those are my 3 tips. I hope they're useful for you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.